It's time for really quick equity and excellence in teaching tips. I am your host, Michelle Singh, an educator, professor, author, student, and mother. I'm happy to share this topic from the EQUAL methodology, which is a framework for diversity, equity, and inclusion in education. So let's get right into our conversation. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. This quote by Aristotle is really one of my favorite education quotes of all times because it emphasizes the responsibility that we have as educators to not only teach our students our content, but to also nurture their hearts. And that is where community partnerships come in. By teaming up with local organizations and even businesses, we can really provide our students with real-world experiences that connect them with their communities. Not only does this enhance their learning, but it also promotes their personal growth. There is power in community partnerships, and I have seen how they can transform our students' educational journeys. As a classroom teacher, I felt it was important for my students to have more than just the academic learning. And that's why I enlisted community partnerships through service-based clubs for which I was a sponsor. That's one example. During our lunchtime meetings, we did all sorts of activities and invited guest speakers to help students develop important skills like time management and leadership and even communication. And then there were the after-school activities where we really got involved in the community. We spent time volunteering with the elderly, listening to their stories, and learning from their wisdom. But the highlight of the year was always the senior prom. Yeah, you heard it right, double senior. This is where my students worked excitedly to plan and execute a prom for the residents of a local assisted living facility. Watching my students take charge with confidence and creativity and even compassion for over the course of almost a decade really and truly was a joy. So it's no secret to me that students thrive in learning environments that welcome diverse experiences and perspectives and ideas and viewpoints and voices and stories and so on. And all of this can come from community partnerships. So today I invite you to explore 3 ways to incorporate community partnerships that provide these kinds of experiences, these kinds of diverse experiences for your students. Number 1 is service learning. Number 2 is community members as guest speakers. And number 3 is partnering with cultural organizations. So let's jump into topic number 1, which is incorporating service learning opportunities in the curriculum. Service learning is an excellent way for students to gain empathy and cultural competence. They get to immerse themselves in diverse communities and perspectives. They get to apply their academic knowledge and skills to real world situations. They can deepen their understanding of the world around them. For instance, when my students volunteered with the elderly, they were able to draw on what they learned in science and psychology and anatomy to connect better with the senior citizens that they interacted with. Service learning also provides opportunities for students to enhance their interpersonal and leadership skills through teamwork and collaboration. My students, for example, work together to plan events like the senior prom and learn how to work effectively as a team. So if you're interested in incorporating service learning into your curriculum, there are plenty of options besides working with the elderly. And here are a few ideas to get you started. Number 1 is to partner with a local animal shelter to learn about responsible pet ownership. And students can even volunteer their time to help the animals in need. They can even collect towels and blankets to donate. Number 2 is to create care packages for deployed military personnel or veterans to show appreciation for their service. And this can be done in partnership with organizations, local organizations that can assist with getting the items to the families or to the to the military personnel or veterans. Number 3 is to organize a food and supply drive for a local food bank or a homeless shelter to help those in need in our community. So we've just talked about service learning and you got some ideas. So now let's jump into topic number 2, which is about community partners. Building relationships between schools and communities can be incredibly beneficial for everyone. Students, teachers, communities, everyone, all the stakeholders benefit. And one way to really foster these kinds of connections is by inviting community members to be guest speakers in the classroom, whether it's in person or done virtually. This can provide students with valuable real-world examples and insights that can enhance their learning. For instance, after reading the book Night with my language arts students, I invited a Holocaust survivor to speak with my students. And it was incredibly moving to experience and to see how the students, how that experience helped them to be empathetic and have a better understanding and even develop cultural awareness. So if you're looking for some ideas on who to invite as guest speakers, here are a few considerations. Number 1, it could be a local business owner who could speak to students about their experience starting and running their own business. And they could talk about topics like risk-taking and resilience and organization and management. Number 2, it could be a representative from a community organization or a nonprofit who can discuss the work that they do and how it impacts the community, as well as the ways that the students could even get involved. Number 3 is a guest speaker from a different country who can share insights into their culture and their way of life. And this can broaden students' understanding of the world around them. So you heard a bit about guest speakers, and I hope those ideas that I shared inspires you to reach out and start building those important connections. So we're going to move on to topic number 3, which is related to cultural organizations. Incorporating diverse perspectives and experiences into the curriculum can have numerous benefits for students, and it can promote cultural competence, it can spark creativity, and it can increase empathy and engagement. So how can you start incorporating these perspectives into your teaching? Well, here are a few ideas. You can reach out to local places of worship, such as mosques and synagogues or churches, and inquire about their youth groups. You can collaborate with African-American fraternities and sororities in your area to learn about their mentoring programs and programming that they offer to the community. You can partner with local organizations such as Hispanic or Latinx groups and Asian American organizations or LGBTQ+ organizations to learn more about their advocacy work and how you can then promote that kind of inclusivity in your classroom. You could work with a local disability rights organization to learn about disability advocacy and promote disability awareness. And you can even partner with a local arts and culture organizations to learn about different forms of artistic expression and cultural traditions. So by incorporating these diverse perspectives and experiences in your curriculum, you can really provide students with a richer, a more well-rounded experience with their education that prepares them to be successful in our interconnected and diverse community and world. Right, we are at the end of our discussion about community partnerships, and the 3 things that we reviewed today were service learning, community members as guest speakers, and partnerships with cultural organizations. So thanks for taking the time to listen and being open to learn more about the topic of community partnerships. We appreciate you being on this journey toward equity and excellence with us. But before you go, let me share one more thing. Community partnerships and service learning have the power to transform students' lives and their sense of purpose and their fulfillment, right? I've seen it firsthand, and you may have experienced it yourself, or you may have seen it too in your own students or students you know. So I'd love to hear your experiences and how they've impacted you. How do you Or how will you champion the importance of community partnerships in your students' learning? And let me not forget, I would like to invite you to apply for our Teacher Appreciation Box giveaway, which features a $100 Amazon gift card and some other special goodies. So all you have to do is go to LCT-E-gift.com. So LCT-E-gift.com to enter. You'll have until tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because we're going to announce the winner at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in our Facebook group, and we're going to do this live. So that website again for you to enter is lctegift.com. See you soon. Bye. The next move is on you. So let's put these ideas to work. Take time to implement and time to reflect. And don't forget to join the conversation. I invite you to share your thoughts and progress with our community online at LCT-E Learning. You may even use the hashtag #LearnWithLCT-E. We look forward to engaging with you. Thank you for watching.